Joker Harley Criminal Sanity issue 3 with Cami Garcia writing, Jason Bador and Miko Suin on the art. So this is the artist change officially for the coloured part of the book. What's interesting is I'm pretty sure it's the same colourless because the colour has the same pop to it that it had before, but
yes, it does.
But the line work does not have that like traced photoreal element that it did before.
That sheen to it.
It's better.
Yeah, I'd agree it's better.
I mean, if the whole point of that was to show the different styles in past and present, this art seems to match the black and white art a little bit better. So it doesn't, you don't get that almost whiplash effect I had the first two.
It's not quite as jarring, but it's still very distinctly different because of the color.
Yeah, although
that's what I mean. But it's
I don't know where we fell in this last. I remember I was debating because there was like one scene I was confused about because I wasn't sure if it was in the past or because it felt like it was a present day scene, but it happened to be in color. And in this book, I think does the same thing again, but for the most part, it's clearly flashbacks are in color, present day stuff is in black and white. But there's one like page that's in color that I felt like that feels like it should be present day. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, we'll look at the book here because and I'm still digging this book. I'm digging that this is such a weird, different take on Joker and Harley. This is the beauty of an Elseworld where you can just.
It's really interesting opening on Joker developing these pictures in a dark room, like a makeshift dark room at that.
And this is the thing. This is present day because this is the photos that show up in the crime scene in this issue. So I mean,
it's still technically the past because this is before.
I mean,
what we see.
Technically, like a lot, but it's...
yeah, I think it's more just this is Joker's stuff, and that's what he's doing. In that is the color, but also the past because we got some of Harley's past stuff. In its defense, I do feel the coloring is a little bit different from their stuff.
But there's also Joker stuff in this issue that is black and white. It's just his face that's in color, which I thought would meant that, the present day stuff with Joker should be black and white, but just his face has got the color on it.
I could see that
because that does happen in this issue. Because obviously,
I think it's in relation to Harley's case, though. It's in relation to her present day stuff.
It's her point of view.
Okay.
Right.
And he just happens to intrude a little bit and bring a touch of that color with him.
So when he's on his own, it's in color because it's Joker. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that. That kind of fits with everything he does. It fits with what happened in the last issue as well. That confused me. So she's looking at the past of this Joker teenage character, John Kelly, and we get a lot more of his time in high school in this issue and hearing about what he was like. How he was going to get a scholarship. He tested perfectly, and a big thing in this issue is he's in art class, and he gets explained to him that whatever you love to do and you're passionate about becomes your art.
It's your art. Yeah. I was like, no.
And to be fair, by the end of the issue, it does feel like his crime scenes are his art. It's like no, this is my art. This is he's literally making art out of the bodies.
Yeah, but he's ripping off other people.
Sure,
getting his original art. So
yeah. Also, is it possible in the US to get 105% in a test? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, that bugged the hell out of me.
Yeah, with some teachers will throw an extra bonus question, right? And it's there for other people to try to.
No, it's bullshit.
Yeah, but so you tell me. But if you, let's say everyone answers that, so even if you don't do that well on the main test, but you get the bonus question right, does that still add to your percentage?
It does.
And it's 100% still, isn't it?
That's what that 105 is to show.
I'm not critiquing the book. I'm critiquing the American school system for this bullshit.
Right.
Eek.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he gets this test result, and the girl behind him gets like 59%, and she's like, "Hey, can you tutor me?" And he's properly acting like a psychopath at this point in the way he kind of like thinks, because we get his thoughts, we get his narration as this is going on, and. He's like, oh, she could be useful, and he's like, please shut up. Oh wait, tears, empathy required. Darwin, maybe. Right. Like he's sort of processing like what she's saying to him in like these really weird psychopath ways.
Yeah.
How has this guy not been caught already?
I know he's so obvious. And Harley in present day is looking for the medical reports that were missing a page, and the guy who did the reports years ago for the first victim, the dad, is like, well, all those were lost in a fire, but I do have some old tapes where I said everything as I was doing it. And he gives her the box of tapes, but they're not labelled, so she's going to be looking through those.
Yeah, and she is aware that, hey, the thing was missing and then these conveniently burnt down in a fire? Huh, that's suspicious.
Yeah. And it's the next page. This is what I was talking about with Joker, where it's in black and white, and she feels she's being watched, and we see him kind of in the bushes, but his red and his green are, I mean, they're muted, don't get me wrong, but they're definitely there, even though everything else is black and white.
Yeah, I think this is because this is still her section. This is part of her investigation. Because even the following page, where it's him mailing the pictures in, that's part of her investigation. That's why it's still black and white, even though she's not there. I
don't know. Him mailing the photos, I would argue it should be in full color because him developing the photos was in full color. So it's him on his own doing parts of his plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I think this is just so it's not whiplash in the there's because this has a really nice transition where it's full black and white, and then we've got just him a little bit, and then we're back into color again for the next bit. I think it's got a real nice transition to it.
Yeah. So he's we get some flashbacks for Harley, basically after this, where her mother is a completely abusive, person.
Oh, this bothered me, like as it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Not in the way the test bothered me and Pete.
No, this is proper distressing because her mother's like smashing her face in a plate of food because she's not wanting to eat it.
Well, not just that. You're gonna eat it. She's like, well, I don't like steak. Well, then you're gonna sit there, and then she sits there for a day and a half.
It's not even that she doesn't like it. She's just full. She doesn't want to eat anymore.
She doesn't want it, right? And so, but you're gonna sit there and you're gonna eat it, and then oh well, Dad's coming home. Go up and clean yourself up, you little shit.
Yeah, but this is like 2 days later. She's been sat there since it's starts on Friday evening, and it gets to Sunday afternoon.
And she's like, well, I have to go to the bathroom. We'll go right there. And I was like, you're making it even worse, right? By making her pee herself or whatever, because you don't want her to get up because she didn't eat. Like, what are you trying to reinforce?
Yeah. And it gets to the end of it, though, and she's like, yeah, but I won. And she smiles to herself. Like, she's like, oh, it was worth it. It was worth the humiliation and the suffering because she won.
Right, which when I get into arguments with my dad, my wife is like, why'd you do that? I was like, well, because I want to win. She's like, yeah, but you understand that it's only going to make you get you in a pissed off mood. It's like, yeah, but he knows I beat him. That's
anyway. So Harley's looking through the tape. She's not finding anything.
Well, because they're all unlabeled.
Yeah, she's going to have to sit and listen to them all. Yeah. And she goes to Gordon because Gordon phones her, and they got photos in the mail or whatever, and she there's a lot of thing here, but she's like, I was trained to look at photographs differently to notice things in a different order. Yep. And they figure out a place where this pillar in the background might have been from this victim. Basically, he's recreated this statue with drawers in it out of the dead body of his victim.
which is a dolly, which we brought up in the last issue that the melting clock from the previous crime scene looked like a dolly.
Yeah,
and this was a confirmation.
And
this is based off of his Venus.
And
Venus withdrawals.
And she connects that. Obviously, she says, does this look familiar? And, all that. And I appreciated them holding up the phone with the original next to it. It kind of really gave an idea of just how close it was.
Yep.
The idea that, okay, the person and their face is different, but the rest of it, they did a pretty good job.
This was the lady on the park bench, right?
Last issue? I would say so, yeah. So, that's really good. And then she looks inside one of the drawers, and there's a key, a handcuff key. Which is going into, so like all this stuff was great. She gives this big speech at the end about the type of perp they're after and try to give a profile, and that's kind of the end of the issue. So much like the first issue, it kind of has a bit of a non-ending in terms of there's not much of a cliffhanger going into the next one. But that aside, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, I really appreciate having the case file there at the end of here's everything we know.
Yeah, I skimmed it. I didn't want to necessarily read the whole thing, but I was like, okay, this is a fun little...
I skimmed it as well.
It's a fun bonus thing.
I read it all because I'm a sad prick.
But what I like about it, though, is the key information she said already, so you know what you need to know anyway from reading the book, but it's a nice bonus to have if you want to, go in deep.
Yeah. There's some nice little touches in there, like pays careful attention to his appearance, which might be unconventional. Like, okay, yeah, she's getting there.
Yeah, no, I liked it. So... No, I'm digging. I mean, we keep saying it's the David Fincher Joker Harley book, but it is what it is, and I'm liking it. I'm liking this direction of it. And it's
really enjoyable, isn't it?
And this felt better coming much quicker after after the second issue versus the first to the second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still bi-monthly, so it'll still be 2 months to the next one.
Yeah, but it was like 3 months between 1 and 2, so...
Yeah, because you definitely didn't feel it as much this time.
No, I feel like I remembered it quite well this time. Whereas when we started issue 2, I was like, oh god, what happened in the first one again? I need to give it a skim.
Yeah.
So, no, really, really good. Black Label stuff continues to pay off. I can't believe this is like 9 issues. This is...
Yeah.
It's kind of dense in terms of page count and how long it is, but it flows so well.
Yeah. Matt, what are you giving Criminal Sanity issue 3?
I'm gonna give this one a solid 8.
Connor?
Yeah, 8 from me too.
I will concur with the 8. 8 out of 10. There you go. 8's all around.